This is Touchdown Friday Night. Sponsored by Food City, Champion Chevrolet, Southern Classic Auto Wash and Lube Center, and McDonald's.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Touchdown Friday Night, one of the largest high school football shows in Tennessee and Virginia. I'm Kenny Hawkins along with my tag team partner, Kane O'Neill. Tonight, we've got a packed show, 16 games. But before we get started, here's Kane with our hit of the night. Kane.
All right, let's head to it. Our hit of the night coming from Johnson County's Hayden Osborne, unblocked on the left side, and Logan Silvers doesn't see him coming. Decleated, ball loose, and the Longhorns recover. Will New England in here. That is a wicked hard.
Is that the hit of the year?
Take another look. Hit of the year.
Really?
We'll speak in the morning. Full highlights coming up a little later on from this one. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That hurt me right there. Thanks, Kane. It's been an emotional week for the Daniel Boone Trailblazers, who lost a friend and classmate this past weekend in a car accident. Also, one of their teammates is still in the hospital recovering from injuries suffered in that same crash. Tonight, they welcome Tennessee High to Hell Stadium as we take you to great. 12-7 Blazers in the second quarter. That's when the Blazers punted the ball. But Tennessee High return man muffs the punt. Zach Taylor's Johnny on the spot to pounce on it for Boone. That's how you do it. Next play, Noah Shelton. He was a game-time decision. Calls his own number, scores from 2 yards out to make it 19-7. There was a bad moon rising for the Vikings. Ty Meyer throws it into the flat. It's picked off by Calvin Carrico for the pick six. Boone was leading at the half. Then Shelton went to the air. He found Jake Chandler wide open down the middle, and Chandler is going to do the rest. Splits three defenders, gets in for the touchdown. Tennessee High's Cortland Carter, former TV11 Player of the Week, calls his own number, scoots up the middle for the 67-yard touchdown, but it was a little too late. Boone wins tonight, 46-29.
It was a big game, you know, dealing with what's happened this week. It's been emotional. We've cried. We've been mad at each other, but, you know, we had to come out here. We had to play for her family. We had to play for Ryan. We had to play for her, and I think we did that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted it bad. We went over their defense a lot in practice, what they were going to do, how they were going to line up and everything. And we just came out, worked hard in practice, made it happen, you know.
Great atmosphere for our community, and our kids really came through and played hard, especially the first half. Not really, you know, defensively we kind of made a few mistakes second half, but our kids really played hard. You know, what a lift for our kids, and you know we kind of dedicate this to 14-3, and just a great atmosphere, and we're proud to death of our kids. Come back, get ready to play Science Hill next week.
Wow, what a win. What an emotional win for Daniel Boone tonight as they beat Tennessee High by the final 46-29. Bradley Central over Jefferson County 44-14. Over in Elizabethton tonight, it was the Blue Devils of Unicoi County with their new head coach on the sideline. Unfortunately, he was taking on the Elizabethton Cyclones. Really not the first game you want to start with. First play from scrimmage, Corey Russell takes a handoff, weaves his way downfield for the long gainer deep into Blue Devil territory before he's finally brought down. Then after that, a couple of Cyclone penalties. Russell once again weaves his magic as he makes defenders miss on his way to the end zone for the touchdown. As we go to the board, it was all Elizabethton tonight. They went on to beat Unicoi County 49-18. It was Bearden beating William Blount by the final of 28-21. Let's keep the scoreboard going. We were hoping to have DB highlights, but we didn't get them from Knoxville. They forgot about us. DB over Hardin Valley by the final of 31-7, and it was Morristown West beating Cott County 52-19. We will go to Maryville, though. Regional game between Maryville and Science Hill. Rebels up 14-7 to the break. Not for long. George Irvin with the 44-yard run puts them in great position. Oh, my goodness.
No one can hold on.
Yeah, great position. Then Irvin punches it in for the Maryville touchdown. And just like that, it was 21-7. Rebels on the roll. Maryville again, handoff to Michael Hall, who gets into the end zone. Maryville at this point was leading 35-14. As we go to the board, it was 14-7 at the half. Science Hill down by 7, but Maryville rolled in the second, 35-14. And it was Morristown East beating Sevier County 21-14. King?
Thanks, Kenny. Well, something had to give tonight when Region 1 4A Greenville hosted Sullivan East in a battle of unbeatens. Now, the last time the Devils were at home, they blew out Volunteer 45-0, and it would be another big night for Greenville. Just 3 plays into this game, Aaron Fry's pass picked off by Jake artillery. Great field position for the Devils. Leading to this, Garen Shuffler taking the handoff and shuffling around a few defenders and into the end zone from 9 yards out. Devils up 7-0. Patriots answer. Matt Nixon taking the handoff and plowing in from a yard out, tying this game up at 7. But the Devils immediately respond on their very next possession. Cade Ballard going deep for Seth Crawford, makes the catch, shakes the defender, and in for the 43-yard score. Greenville up 14-7. The Devils take over from there. Ballard hitting Cameron Height over the middle for the 12-yard touchdown. Greenville remains unbeaten, picking up the 63-21 win. And Seymour all over Sullivan Central tonight, winning 60-0. Cherokee in Death Valley tonight to take on Sullivan South. Chiefs led 35-20 at the half, thanks in large part to Jeremiah Bragg. He definitely has something to brag about on this run, shedding Rebel tacklers as he runs all the way down to the 2-yard line. And Bragg finishes off the drive on the next play. Got to reward him after that run. The touchdown puts Cherokee up 42-20. The Rebels never quit in this one. Dustin Ward takes the handoff, gets to the outside, and he is going to get in from 18 yards out to cut that lead to 42-27. Chiefs get those points, though, right back on their very next possession as Houston Hamilton bowls in from a yard out to make it 49-27. We go to the board. It's Cherokee 55-44 over Sullivan South, and Pigeon Forge all over West Green tonight, 35-0. Over at Chucky Doak, the Black Knights hosting Johnson County tonight. Johnson County holding a 2-point lead at the half, but catch fire in the second. Nathan Arnold faking the handoff and putting this ball deep downfield for Shane Greer, 31-yard touchdown. Longhorns up 21-12. And add to it, Arnold rolling to his left and hitting Logan Potter for the 3-yard score. Longhorns up 27-12. And the defense getting involved. You saw this one earlier. Our hit of the night, Hayden Osborne laying the hammer down. Ball loose, and Jimmy Brown recovers for Johnson County. Longhorns roll to the 48-19 win. And Northview Academy defeating Claiborne tonight, 61-23. Now that's 7 down and still 9 more to go as we finish off Tennessee before heading across the state line. But first, here are the Greenville cheerleaders to help take us to break.
Let's go to Warrior Hill. Cosby in town to take on Happy Valley. First offensive play for the Warriors. Former player of the week, Sage Hahn, hits Skylar Hyatt. He gets 2 great blocks and is off to the races. No one's going to catch him. The Warriors led 7-0. Hahn then rolls and hits Sam Blevins downfield at the 15. He'll drag the defender down to the 2-yard line. Next play, Hahn rolls again, finds Hyatt for his second touchdown of the game. And just like that, the Warriors led this contest 16-0. Eagles punting. Dylan Street on the return makes the first one miss. He's then going to cut it back up the field, make a few more miss. You know the only reason why we're showing this, right?
Well, you got it.
He better after all of this.
Nobody's
right down the sideline for the touchdown. That made it 23-0. 3 touchdowns for offensive plays. We go to the board. Happy Valley 64-0. It was Oakdale over Hancock County 8-0. Unaka hosting J.I. Burton tonight. Burton already up 40-8 late in the first quarter. The Rangers' Blake King throws deep, but in the coverage it's going to be picked off by Andrew Cavins. Next play, Tyree Boland takes a handoff. No one is going to touch him as he's off to the races for the touchdown. All Burton tonight. They went on to win by the final of 65-16, and also it was Trinity on the road losing tonight by the final of 14-7.
All right, let's head to South Green, hosting the Sullivan North Golden Raiders tonight. First quarter, Peyton Robinson rolling out and scrambles around and then finding Gavin Roop in the middle of the field. And he is going to get into the end zone. Raiders taking the early lead. Then on defense, Nick Moffitt gets into the backfield and causes a fumble, picks it up to give the Raiders great field position. On the very next drive, J.J. Fleener takes the pitch, and he's going to weave his way into the end zone for the touchdown. We'll head to the board. Sullivan North defeating South Green 56-14. North Green hosted the Cumberland Gap Panthers tonight, and it was a tight game at halftime. Huskies up 10-7, third quarter. Tyler Stroud lofts it up for Elijah Sauls. Somehow gets around the defender, and Sauls is going to make the big gain later on in that same drive. Stroud is going to call his own number. Bounces to the outside and beats everyone to the end zone. Huskies up 16-7. Fourth quarter, Huskies driving again. Stroud rolling out and throwing this one. Back shoulder for receiver Matthew Page, who lunges into the end zone for the score. We're going to head to the board. North Green taking down Cumberland Gap tonight 30-14. It was homecoming in Churchill as the Volunteers hosted Granger County this evening. Falcons defense came out strong tonight. A flock of Falcons swarmed the Grizzlies on a dive play up the middle. Then watch Jacob Salyer read the pitch play perfectly, taking down the running back for an 8-yard loss, as he was there almost at the same time the ball got there. Volunteers offense came out on fire as well. Second play from scrimmage. Zach Christian takes the handoff, gets to the outside and up the sideline. Though it is untouched for the 45-yard touchdown. We're going to head to the board. Volunteer taking down Granger tonight 20-10. Now that's 13 down, but still 3 more to go as we head into Southwest Virginia for a little high school football. But first, here is the Lebanon Marching Band to help take us to break.
Feel bad. I'm going to show those Hampton highlights. It was my fault. It was my fault taking on GP tonight. Third quarter, Bulldogs, Adam McClain takes a handoff, hits the hole running, gets all the way down to the 2-yard line before being caught from behind. Next play to hand off to Hunter Davenport. He'll cross the goal line for the touchdown. That'll make the score 36-12. Pittman still working hard. Albert Warner on the option. Give and a break, a couple of tackles. He'll get into the end zone to make it 36-20 Hampton. And you saw the Davenport touchdown earlier. It was all Hampton tonight. They won 64-28. Let's head into Southwest Virginia. Gate City tonight. The Blue Devils hosted Bluefield, West Virginia. Gate City trailed 14-7 in the second quarter. Quarterback Hunter Collier hits Tyler Hamilton in the flat. Hamilton nearly does a split, then jukes a defender, stiff arms another. He takes off on the huge gain deep in the Beaver territory. A couple of plays later, Collier finds Cade Lane in the slant pattern in the end zone for the score from 15 yards out to pull the Bulldogs, Blue Devils within 14-13. Gate City decides to go for 2, and it's Hamilton on the misdirection handoff going untouched for the 2-point conversion. It was 15-14 Blue Devils. As we go to the board, Gate City loses the Bluefield by the final of 35-22. Galax over George Wythe 45-20. It was Rural Retreat over Marion 20-19. Patrick Henry over Twin Springs about 48. In Honaker tonight, Tigers played host to the Cavs from Holston High School, and the Tigers struck first on their opening drive. Devin Helton takes a handoff, runs virtually untouched until he gets in the goal line or into the end zone for the 14-yard touchdown. Man, if he can get to the goal line, that's impressive. That'd make it 17-0 Honaker, but the Cavs tried to answer right back behind this pass. Leo Ezel to Logan Hill. That takes the ball to midfield near the end of the first quarter, but the drive was stalled. We go to the board. Honaker all over Holston 52-7. Chehaui over Tazewell 60-48. And also, it was Castlewood over Hurley, or Castlewood losing to Hurley 60-16. And it was Abingdon over Blacksburg 48-31. In Lebanon, Pioneers welcomed the Trojans from John Battle. Trojans were leading 7-2 in the third when they added to their lead. Juddy Schaefer pounds the ball over from 1 yard out to make the score 13-12. But the Pioneers would finally get on track later in the third. Walker Dillon takes the inside handoff, bounces off a couple of tacklers, races into the end zone for the 21-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion was good. Battle. That final score went on to beat Lebanon 33-10, and it was Lehigh beating Eastside 40-6.
Richlands taking down Y Central 45-0. Union over Ridgeview 42-6. Some more scores. Northwood over Twin Valley 21-17. Thomas Walker beating Rycover to close one 19-18. And Grundy taking down East Ridge, Kentucky tonight 45-24.